right, we're organized and ready to go. Hello. Join me, Matthew. Hello friends, and welcome back to another vlog, and welcome to Book Club, the vlog of the month where we have our own little virtual book club. We chat about the books that we are currently reading, we chat about what's on our TBR, we go through all of the things. Tomorrow night is my physical book club where I have a whole heap of girls that come over to my house and we chat books, and it is so much fun. I was talking to one of the girls today and she's super excited to chat through because obviously we've all read Onyx Storm since the last book club, so we are excited to talk through some theories and things like that tomorrow night. But I'll give you a few little glimpses into book club when we get there. But I had a lot of questions on my Instagram the other day about people asking if they wanted to join, if they could join the book club and things like that. And I was like, no, it's a closed book club, just for my friends. So I thought I would start making some bookish vlogs where we could have our own little virtual book club, and we'll go through all of the questions that I normally ask in the book club. I'll chat through them all, and then I would absolutely love it if in the caption you would reply with your answers as well. And that way everyone can go through the comments and see your recommendations and what you're currently reading and all of those fun things. So jump in the comments after you see the questions and let me know your answers, because I would also love to know your answers, but I know lots of other people are looking for inspiration and things like that. So let's jump straight into the book club. My physical book club is called the Friday Night Book Club because we always meet on a Friday night. So maybe we need an actual name for this book club. I don't know. Let me know your ideas in the comments. But okay, first thing. So the first question that we talk about at book club is what we have read over the last month. So the book club that I formed is not like a normal book club where you read a book a month together, because we're all in different stages and life stages, and I didn't want to put the pressure. But a lot of us were reading the same books, and I was like, you know what? We need a space where we can chat about this. The first question that we ask at book club is, what have you read over the last month? So I'm going to give you January and February because I feel like I'm in a little bit of a slump at the moment as well. I've read a lot, but feel like I haven't read a lot. It's been a bit weird at the moment. So I'm going to pick up my phone and I'm going to go through what I have been reading, and I'll pop a picture up on the screen of the book so you can see that book as well. Okay, so when I'm filming this, it's currently the 20th of February. I've only read 2 books. I've got 2 on the go at the moment, which I'll talk about later because they are my currently reading, but I've only read 2 books in February. So I'm going to give you all of the books I read this year to give you lots of inspiration. And seeing this is our first book club, it's only right that I give you all of the books that I read this year. But just know, tomorrow night at the Friday Night Book Club, I'll only be talking about February books, which honestly, the girls are going to be like, are you okay? You've only read 2. Okay, let's kick off with the books that I have read this year. The first book I read was Apprentice to the Villain, and I read this via an audiobook. I really enjoyed it. There's not a lot of plot in it. It's really just for the vibes. It's a character-driven book, but I really enjoyed the characters. I really enjoyed the premise of the book where she joins the villain and becomes his personal assistant, and he falls in love with her, and there's this not struggle, but what's the word? Pining for each other, but they work together, so it would be totally inappropriate if they got together. It's very funny. It's very good. I enjoyed the characters in this book as well. I rated it 4 stars. So it was a good one. It was a real fluffy one to start the year. I think I needed it to start the year and get my reading going again, which was really nice. So I would recommend this one, especially if you've just read a really heavy fantasy book or something like that. It's a good filler book, fun, energetic, just for the vibes. The second book I read for the year, and one of my authors that I will read anything she puts out, Sarah Adams, her new book, Beg, Borrow, Steal. This is the 3rd book in the Rome trilogy, and it was perfect. I gave it 4.5 stars. I really enjoyed it. I did enjoy it as much as the second book. I think that's Practice Makes Perfect. But I loved it. I love being in this town. I love this family. The characters are phenomenal. Sarah Adams is the queen of writing tension scenes. They are absolutely fantastic. I really enjoyed this book, so I would highly recommend reading the whole trilogy. They are kind of standalones, but the characters are in them. So I'd probably recommend starting with When is Rome and then working your way through them so you get the whole picture of the town. Number 3, I read Red Rising by Pierce Brown. Andy has been reading these books and he is loving them. He's up to book 4. Took me a long time to get into this one, and I think this is probably the book that started my reading slump because it's written in a really different style. I enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong, I rated it 4 stars, but it's very different to everything else that I normally read. It's kind of sci-fi fantasy. It's not really up my alley, but in saying that, I did enjoy it. If you have a man in your life that you want to get into reading, I would highly recommend the Red Rising trilogy because I think they would really, really like it. It is about a character called Darrow, and he's like at the bottom of the rung and he rises to the top of the rung to kind of overthrow the hierarchy or the system and things like that. So really interesting. It's written really well, but in a really interesting kind of first person way. I would recommend it. Book number 4 was Where the Library Hides, and this was the second book in the duology. I think the first one is, I can't remember what the first one is called off the top of my head, but this was the second one. It was the final and it was fantastic. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed these 2 characters. It was heartbreaking in places. The journey that this girl went on and the betrayal from her parents and people that she loved, and it was a full-on story, but I really liked it. I rated it 4 stars as well. I haven't had very many 5-star ratings this month, but it was set in Egypt in the 1800s. It's kind of like Mummy, Indiana Jones vibes. So if you like that kind of archaeological Indiana Jones treasure hunting vibes with a love interest, you'll love this duology. It was really good. The next one that I read via audiobook was The Inheritance Games. And I started reading this one because one of my friends was reading The Inheritance Games, and I've wanted to read this book for ages. Finally came available at the library, so I downloaded it on audiobook and I devoured it. If you like the movie Knives Out, this is the book for you. It was absolutely fantastic. It was very Knives Out-esque in the beginning, but did take a turn. So it's not exactly like Knives Out, but you'll read the first half and you'll be like, this is exactly like Knives Out. But if you like the vibe, highly recommend this series. I will talk about the second book very, very soon. But yeah, I was at the edge of my seat with this one. Did I give it 5 stars? Did I rate this one? Oh, I did. I rated it 5 stars. So you know it was a good book if your girl rates it 5 stars. Lots and twists and turns. Lots of not sure if they're good or not sure if they're bad. It was very good. I say all of these are very good. I've had a really good reading year so far. I just feel like I haven't read a lot. Book number 6 was Onyx Storm. I rated an infinity star. I will be having no more conversations about this. I read for the vibes. I absolutely am just here for the entertainment. I'm not here to scrutinize any author's writing styles or anything like that. I'm here for the vibes. Did this book entertain me? Did it make me squeal and kick my feet? Did it make me cry? Did it make me want to throw my Kindle across the room once I finished the book? Yes to all 4. It got infinity stars from me. My first infinity star of the year. I only gave out 3 infinity stars last year. So considering it's only January and I've given out 1, I'm hoping we're in for a good reading year. But loved Onyx Storm. Loved it better than Fourth Wing and Iron Flame. I thought this book was fantastic. I do think it is a filler book, but then it's halfway through the series. Of course you need these books to move the plot along to get to where you need it to go. That's the point of writing a series. It's the middle chapters, you know? Anyway, I will have no more discussion about Onyx Storm. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. And if you love dragons and fantasy, they're books that you should read. I was entertained. We then move on to February. So 6 books in January. Now we're on to February, which is going to be very, very quick. The first book I read in February was Business Casual by B.K. Borison. And this was okay. I read all the other books. This was the 4th one in the Love Like Farm series. But I don't know. I gave it 3.5 stars. I didn't really love, it was real spicy and I skipped a lot of chapters because I was like, don't care. So I don't know. It was fine. I just loved the other ones more than this one. And the book that I just finished, which I loved, Games Gods Play by Abigail Owen. And this one is on my 25 books to read in 2025 and I loved it. Such an interesting concept. It's all about Greek mythology but set in a modern day context, and the gods select humans to fight in the crucible, or these trials, so that god will be crowned the king of the gods. And this is the first crucible that Hades has entered, and obviously our female main character is Hades' champion, and so interesting. I really liked it. I think it's a trilogy. The second one isn't out yet, and there's nothing about the second one too, so I'm waiting patiently. I always do this. I start series without them being fully complete, but I'm waiting patiently for the second one. So the second one is a new addition to my TBR, but we'll get to that later. I also rated it 4.5 stars. So that was pretty high rating. That was pretty good. I don't know why I didn't rate it 5 stars. I can't remember. Maybe it was a bit slow in parts, but I really liked it. The next question that we ask at book club is, what are we currently reading? I'm currently reading 2 books. I am reading The Hawthorne Legacy, which is the second book in the Inheritance Games series. I have about 3 hours left in that audiobook, so I'm hoping to smash it out between today and tomorrow before book club actually starts. So I'm loving it. I don't know where it's gonna land. Like, the twists and turns in this book is just, it's blowing my mind. Like I said, I read for the vibes, so I never work anything out in a murder mystery. Even in like the crappiest murder mysteries, I still have no idea who does it, and I'm always surprised at the end, which I feel is a great place to be. But I've got no idea what's going to happen in this book, and I am loving it. The second book that I'm reading, I'm actually reading on my Kobo, and it is The Venetian Lessons in Love. And this, I think, is the 3rd book in this series. And I haven't read the other 2. I actually have the first one as a physical book, but I haven't read that one yet. Anyway, it's good so far. I'm about 15% through, so I don't think I will get it finished before book club tomorrow, but I am going to sit down now and spend an hour or 2 reading, which I'm really excited about. But it's good so far. Set in Venice. This girl lost her parents. She's an orphan, but she's now, I think she's 31. And there's a bit of like air of mystery around her because of the news article that came out when her parents died about who she was and things like that. It's a love story. I don't think we've met the male main character yet, but of course they're going to fall in love and they're going to save the day and it's going to be fantastic. I just know it. So that is what we are currently reading at the moment. New on my TBR, which is the last question that we ask at book club. And I'm just going to quickly rapid fire some of the TBR or some of the books that I have put on my TBR for the year. I'm currently making a 25 books in 2025 list that I want to go through. So I'm going to just rapid fire really quickly a couple of the books that I have put on there. On my TBR is Crescent City 2 and Crescent City 3. Court of Silver Flames, I haven't read that yet. Quicksilver, haven't read that yet either. A Songbird of Heart and Stone, The Fallen and The Kiss of Dusk, so they're both a fantasy duology. Accomplice to the Villain, which is the third book out? Yes, the 3rd book out in the Apprentice to the Villain series. The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. She wrote One Dark Window, which I absolutely loved. The Book of Azrael. We've got a few rom-coms that we want to read, like Sounds Like Love by Ashley Poston. She is my favorite author of all time, so I'm very excited for that book. First Time Caller by B.K. Borison. Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. We know that they are going to be good, so I am very excited about those books, and I will continue to add to my TBR throughout the year. That was a lot of chatter. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn the fan on because it's quite hot in this room, and I'm going to snuggle up on this couch with the rest of my cup of tea, and I'm going to read a chapter or two of Venetian Lessons in Love, which I have borrowed from the library, by the way. If you were tossing up between a Kindle and a Kobo, I actually have both, my Kindle and my Kobo. I love my Kindle. However, you can get free library books on your Kobo if you're in Australia. I think in America you can get them on your Kindle, which very jealous. But in Australia, it is through the Libby app on Kobo, and they have some fantastic books at the library. This was one of them. I also have Nightbane downloaded, ready to go after I finish this one, which is the second book in the Light series. Very excited about that one. So I guess you could say I'm currently reading it because I've got it downloaded, but haven't started it yet because I got to finish this one. Anyway, enough talking from me. Let's have a cup of tea and let's read. Hello friends, I am 46% of the way through the Venetian Lessons in Love, and it's not gripping me so far. Like I said, I'm 46% of the way through, and we've only just met the love interest. Maybe I was wrong about this book. Maybe it's more just a book about friendship, but I don't know. The blurb on the front was like mystery, love, and can't remember what the other word was, but so far I'm like, we're 50% of the way through and we've only just met the male love interest. So anyway, I'll keep reading because the mystery part is quite good, but yeah, unsure at this stage. Anyway, it's book club tonight. And in the Coles magazine for this week, or for this month, there was a delicious recipe that I really wanted to try, and it was pumpkin and ricotta scrolls. And so I said I was going to make those for tonight. Let me just find the recipe and then we'll get started. They looked very easy. Little lunchbox treat. Pumpkin and ricotta pinwheels. Here they are. So let's make them together. Pumpkin ricotta cheese puff pastry, which is still in the freezer, but I won't get that out because I need to cook the pumpkin first. So we're going to put that in the air fryer. I'll put these back in the fridge and then we'll come and assemble it and then put everything in the air fryer together. Thinking maybe I should have mixed it all in together, but we'll do it this way. Give it a try. Okay. Andy's going on a hike tonight. And bye. Love you. We are having Friday night book club. It is officially the end of February, which means it is time for our final wrap up, and I have finished those final couple of books that I wanted to tell you about. So I can't remember where I left off. I think I was reading The Hawthorne Legacy via audiobook. I finished that. I gave it 4 stars. It was very good. I then went and started The Final Gambit, which is the 3rd book, straight away. And I thought to myself, no, I need a break. There's so many twists and turns. There's so many games that I was just a little bit like, all right, I'm a little bit tired of this. So I've just popped it to the side for now. I 100% intend to return to the 3rd book. But I think after the 2nd book and all of the twists and turns and what happened there, I was like, I'm done for a while. My mind is like, and I'm done. But if you love that kind of games, mystery, trying to work out puzzles, the author does an absolutely fantastic job of it, and I would highly recommend. The 2nd book that I was reading, or that I was thinking about going to read, was called The Venetian Love Story. This is by an author called Jenna Lo Bianco. I think that's how you say it. Anyway, the premise of this book looked really good. It just didn't do it for me. Apparently, this is the 3rd book in the series, or in her Italy series. I think they're all standalones. There wasn't any other characters there that I thought had another book, but oh man, this just didn't do it for me. It was advertised as a love story. We didn't meet the male main character until 40% into the book. And then it was kind of this weird, you've got mail vibe where they were like fighting with each other, secretly in love with each other. They met at a like it was just, it didn't do it for me. I didn't believe that they actually liked each other. I didn't actually buy into their love story. However, I will say author did a fantastic job, an absolutely fantastic job of the background and the growth of the female main character. That's kind of what kept me going, because I wanted to know how her story ended up. I was just really disappointed in the love story aspect of the book, which was kind of why I read it. And there was nothing. Fizzled for me. So anyway, I don't know that I would recommend that book, but the character growth was absolutely fantastic. Okay, I think I'm going to leave this video here. I was going to do a little March TBR. However, I'm unsure about what I actually want to read. I'm currently reading Nightbane, which is the second book in the Lightlark series, and I'm very excited for that one. And I also think I am going to start First Time Caller by B.K. Borison, which is her new one out. It's like Sleepless in Seattle vibes, and I love Sleepless in Seattle, so I am looking forward to that one. A couple of audiobooks that I've had that I'm like not really vibing was Out on a Limb and Nothing Like the Movies by Lid Painter. I'm about 30% of the way through that one. It's not speaking to me. It's not gripping me. I want to finish it, but I've just put it on the back burner for now. But currently reading Nightbane and going to read First Time Caller. They are my first two books that will be on my March list. And then we'll see what else comes out in the month. I'm excited. It's going to be a good reading month. I can feel it. March for me last year was a good reading month, so I'm feeling the same. It's about to hit autumn. It's about to get a little bit cooler, a little bit cozy, a little bit darker in the afternoons. So I think it's going to be good. All right, friends, thank you for watching this book vlog. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you like these vlogs. Let me know in the comments what you are currently reading. Answer the book club questions, because I would love to know. Maybe I can put some on my March TBR and we can chat about them in our next book vlog. That would be so cool. But anyway, I will leave it there. Hope you have a great day, and I'll chat to you soon. Bye, friends.